afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding areas. We have a great show here today, don't we, Dave?
Full house today.
Can you feel the energy?
Yeah, I can.
Feel the energy. Wow. We have a young, beautiful lady. What's your first name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Can you tell me what your name is? Are you shy? Can you tell me what your brother's name is?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. And then we have another little one.
Ethan.
I'm sorry?
Ethan.
Ethan. And then we have the star of the hour, Elaine Moreau.
Elizabeth Moreau.
Moreau.
Like the
Elizabeth. How
island,
the hell
like
did I
the island
get
of
Dr.
Dr.
Moreau.
Moreau, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never get names right.
He doesn't.
I've been called
He doesn't.
Elaine on the
Calls
show.
me
I
Bill.
apologize.
It's all good.
I think Ross is the only one I've ever got the name right on.
Excellent. Mine's easy, though.
Yeah, you know. And then we have Ross Terrio, who's running again for
Alderman re-election.
re-election.
Just like Elizabeth running for Alderman at large.
Folks, we need the change.
Yes, we do.
If you people
Except
are
in my case, no change.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. But we need to get rid of the lazy, not, I can say it because it's my show, the do-nothing mayor of this city. And we need to get rid of her. You know. Can we help you?
You guys on the air?
Yeah. Good.
Oh, it's
I'm ready to insult us.
he's that
But anyway.
reporter from Andy Sylvia from Manchester, England.
Inkling.
Oh, he's the reporter?
Yeah.
Oh, he can report on you and I, maybe interview you
I
too.
know Andy. Good. Hey, Andy.
Andy, he's saying hi to you.
He left.
Oh.
Oh, maybe he went to the green room.
Shy.
But the way that I met Anthony Harris was pretty cool because we were sitting there waiting for another person to come in.
Yep.
And Don Baldock actually was here. And
He was on
Anthony
your
got
show,
lost.
right?
Yeah.
Very big one.
Yeah, and Anthony got lost. He came in the wrong door. But I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that he came, and I am honored to have him, and I'm very honored to have you
Yep.
on here. Okay, I really am. And you know, Elizabeth,
Elizabeth.
There you
Like
go.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth.
What was Anthony doing in the studio, walking around?
He was waiting for. He was supposed to meet somebody.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Elizabeth, I would like you to tell everybody who you are and what you're doing.
Yep. I'm Elizabeth Moreau. I currently reside in Ward 1. I'm a former Alderman of Ward 6, most recently last year. I'm registered probate for Hillsborough County, and I'm running for Alderman at large. I announced pretty much back in last October, right after I had to resign my previous seat due to moving into another ward, because we need change in that position. The chairman of the board causes a lot of grife between the other members of the board. There's a lot of backdoor talks that happen that no one really knows about. Unless you're on the mayor's side of the party, you're not getting those phone calls on a lot of decisions. A lot of the decisions are being made by committees, not even from the alderman. And there's a lot of change and a lot of other nepotism happening that needs to be cleared up.
Cool. And Ron, do you want to tell people why you're running again?
Sure. Ross Terrio, Alderman Ward 7. I think I've earned to be reelected. I always return phone calls and emails. I work hard for my constituents. I really think the job of an alderman is constituent services. And, like I always say, I can't promise results, but I always try to get you results. But sometimes, I just can't do the thing that they're asking of me. But at least I make an effort to try to help people. And actually, I just wanted to touch on something that Elizabeth said. Elizabeth obviously is running with Joe and wants to replace Danny O'Neill. I think the mayor might want to replace Danny O'Neill, too. I don't think she's happy with Alderman O'Neill. And I think she would actually like to replace, obviously not with Elizabeth, but she'd probably like to replace him with either Dan Goonan
Well, I don't think she should run for mayor anyway.
or June Trisciani, I think. So I think Dan is getting it from all sides.
There's a lot of pressure on him,
Yeah.
and I'd be very surprised if he comes out of the general election the winner. Very surprised.
Yes.
What's your first name again?
Evelyn?
Evelyn, what do you think about Mommy running for alderman at large?
I think it's a good idea.
You
I
do?
don't really know.
You support her campaign?
Kind of.
Okay. Do you help her do the dishes and wash the floors?
She's my campaign manager for this election and last one.
All right.
I did tell her there's pressure on my husband because if we do win, she might get a cat this year.
Oh, awesome.
If she puts in the work and helps me get there.
That's black.
I have a friend getting rid of a Siamese cat if you want one. Beautiful
Yeah,
Siamese.
see
If you like
now.
Siamese. Her name's Nala, like from Lion King, and she's very friendly. She's a female cat. She has all her shots.
Oh, she's
And we're looking for a place to,
Yeah, that cat will be
How old is Nala?
2,
Oh,
3 maybe?
They sound
She's
good.
young. But do you know what a Siamese is, right?
yeah.
It's not like, it's like a mix, but it's like got that funny, like grayish face, but it's mostly white.
Yeah,
dark
it's got some
ears.
dark
Yeah,
red ears.
yeah.
Easy.
Hey, honey, sit down here now.
I might even have a picture of Nala.
One of the
over
things
here,
that,
right down
one,
here. Watch
okay, if you two, well, he'll be reelected, if you two are reelected, what are we going to do about education? How, as the mayor, the head of the school board, how can we get rid of her and make her have somebody else like Victoria Sullivan?
I would like to see our school board. Well, first, I want to congratulate the city on the big win we had recently from the AG's office, where we will not have a taxing authority as of yet for the school board. The way that they worded it is not appropriate. They didn't follow the rules. So the taxing authority will not be given to the school board as of
what?
now
So there was a question, it was going to be a charter question.
in November.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. But what it was is it was going to make the school board independent. It would allow them to be their own taxing authority, so they could override. So right now, they have to ask the aldermen for their budget to approve it and for us to override the tax cap. We were going to change that. The question was going to make, if it passed, it was going to make the school board an independent taxing authority. So they would send you their own tax bill, and the school board would vote to override the tax cap. That has temporarily been postponed because the Attorney General has said the process of going about it, putting it on the ballot was incorrect. But it will probably come up in 2 years at the next city election.
Yes.
Well, then that's how I'll be running with you on the island alderman.
Actually, Norm, I'd like to see you run for office.
Yeah. Well, I had so much fun here. I really
But you can do both. Think of like Rich Gerard had a show, Andy ran for office. Joe Kelly has a show, he ran for office. Jim O'Connell has a show, he ran for office. So there's a lot of people. What's the progress report? The guy
Oh, Bob
Buckley. What the hell is his name?
Macklin?
You know who I'm
Backus?
talking
Yeah.
about.
Huh?
Bob
I know this.
The-
show.
Bacchus.
Backus. Yeah, he has a show and he's a state rep. So there's a lot of people
Yeah.
who have their shows and it actually helps them and run for office.
But one of
Bacchus,
the
yeah.
okay, I could not believe that I saw all these new signs. I walk out here's across the Merrimack. You know what that is?
Yep.
Okay. And they got all these signs. No camping, no fire, no this, no that. Where are we going to put the homeless people?
So here's what I'm thinking, and this is not a popular idea, but by law, we can't just, the courts have said you just can't like banish homeless people. That's not legal. But on the other hand, a lot of people hate to see the homeless people like living in their neighborhoods or living in the park beside their, that drives, this is what I think we should do. Since we can't get rid of them, obviously we need to help them as much as we can, but allow them a place that's out of sight, that's, that they should keep clean, that's safe. But, there are places down near the river or in the woods that aren't on anybody's property, nobody can see them. And if they're not committing crimes and not bothering people, they're keeping it clean, let them stay there because it's out of sight. If they're not bothering people and they're not, littering and committing crimes, it's really the only thing I think that we can do besides helping people. And the other thing, but the second thing is, we have to stop drawing people. So we got to get rid of safe stations. We need to go over the doorways program.
I've always felt
We have
that.
all these and we're getting dumped on. I work in the hospital. I had a man, who was homeless up in the North Country. So he came to Manchester because he knows there's a homeless shelter. But there was Carol Robidoux had an excellent story about a man who lived in the Lakes region. He, had problems with drugs and alcohol. He was dying of cancer. The town that he lived in said, "Look, we can't help you." They bought him a bus ticket and sent him to Manchester, and that's what we're being dumped on by the rest of the state.
Yeah.
And we need to. That has
Victoria
to stop.
made a good comment, and I liked it. Let's send when they say that from Laconia or Salem or Boston. Let's send them the bill for these
That's an
people.
excellent
We need
idea.
to.
That we should be billing these
Shuffle
people.
those.
I think one thing that we need to do too is make sure we have enough emergency beds, which I believe we have enough currently.
More than enough.
We need to enforce the rules what we have. If you're a current homeowner, tax law abiding citizen, and you're out getting drunk on the streets, you're going to be arrested. You're going to be in there 2-3 days. You're going to have a fine. Right now, if you're shooting up heroin, it's okay. Here's a Narcan, pat on the back, and go on your way. Enforce our rules. Fix the system, fix the bail system in New Hampshire. A lot of the problems that we have are at the state level that need to be changed.
Yeah, where's all that money going? Okay. I'm going to spread these out. I'm going to have you take out, because we've got time pressing here. 4 cards. Don't look at them. Do you want to pick out 2 for Mummy?
I guess I'll put out one.
Yeah, okay. Well, you pick out one. How
you
about
pick out
you
one.
pick out one? How's that? We'll give them 5. I'm usually pretty good at this. Right, Ross?
Yeah, pretty good.
You're going to be reelected, hands down, Ross.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
going to have a
Fingers
hell of a
crossed.
battle.
I do, and I've been working my tail off the past month, and I plan on doing it the next 4 weeks going into the primary. I've been running around
Well,
in
if I can
circles,
find
meeting
time,
people.
I'll have you come back on. Of course, Ross will always come on. One of the things I'm looking with you, too, is you are very quiet looking. You don't look like you would upset the apple cart. Am I right?
Right.
Says that, but don't.
I like to ruffle feathers.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm
That's
not
what
afraid of a
makes
fight.
you. Yeah, okay. I could actually see you running for state rep or running for Congress.
That'd be interesting.
Political is really your lifeline.
Yep.
Did your father or your mother, were they involved in politics?
Nope, I was terrified of public speaking and being in front of people, being out there, putting myself out there. But in Ward 6, I saw who was running for the special election, and I thought, that's not who I want representing my ward, my section of the city. And my husband actually challenged me, and he knows now not to challenge me. I put my name in, and now here I am, and I'm going to continue to move forward.
Elizabeth? I don't remember.
It was Peter McCone and
yes,
Van
yes.
Orden. I don't know his first name.
Okay.
Your life is really always
first
in
time
discord. In other words, you have a lot of chaos around you, but
do.
you thrive on chaos.
She brought it all with her.
You're going to have to share this with my husband because
You would agree, right?
it was chaos this morning for sure.
But you're also organized. But even through your chaotic way of doing things, you, even though it seems hopeless, you manage to get it done. I actually see you writing some kind of a literature or some kind of a book on how to become a good person and how to improve your political way of life. Because you're not a quitter.
No,
Okay.
that's one thing I'm not,
No.
for sure.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, she was in the Army.
I was in the Army for about 4.5, 5 years as an Army medic. I went to Afghanistan, or not Afghanistan, sorry, that's on my mind, but Iraq for about 8 months. I had my daughter at Fort Eustis, Virginia. She was actually born in Langley
So
Air
you're
Force Base.
Virginian, huh?
I guess.
But
Virginia.
actually,
Southern.
when your
Yeah.
life, but when your life in chaotic way, if it was smooth, you would not know how to handle it.
I don't like things that are easy.
No,
That's definitely
because
something that's
you,
true for
you
me.
would create a problem. That makes sense. You would create the problem. She's the same way. You're like mother and like daughter.
They look like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also see very much that your daughter will be good at entertainment. Okay, she's good. She's intelligent.
Yep.
And don't let any teacher tell you she's not. She's lazy with it. See, you know one thing about being a sidekick, and we know. Well, yeah, how's your daughter doing?
Excellent.
You actually have a very strong male side about you, okay? But you also have that very temperamental lady about you too. When you have a temper tantrum, people move out of your way because it doesn't last very long. Okay?
I do. Run away. Maybe.
Does
every now
mommy
and
have temper tantrums?
then. Every now and then.
Children never. You have them too, huh? But the one thing that I want to compliment you on is you are teaching your children respect. They respect you, you respect others, and there's nothing wrong with being white American. I'm proud of it, I think we all are, But the one thing I do see, your career as a politician is not over. Okay?
Thank you. I hope it's not. We'll see this year.
We're not going to hope. We're going to
Yep.
know. Okay. One of the things is it going to be a rough battle? Oh, absolutely. It's going to be
Yes.
a nip and tuck. Okay. When you make a decision, you ponder it. Oh, Should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Your husband said, make the decision already.
Very calculated.
Yeah, everything that you do has to be calculating. Your house, did your grandmother pass on your father's side?
She did, yes, a couple months ago.
Okay, she told me to tell you to learn how to use a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, it's
And you a messy housekeeper or lived in house?
yes, I am. We don't live in a museum.
No, okay.
No,
Yeah, no,
not at
our
this phase in our
house
life. No,
is-
And you do have her kitty coming. Okay.
that's in the cards. Everyone's.
And it's going to love your husband.
He is a cat person. He just
okay.
wants to fight it.
And we just adopted a black cat, or it's adopting us.
Yep.
Comes in and eats it. My other cat doesn't care too much for it, you know, so they're
He's
going to
gonna warm
learn.
up to him.
I also will tell you that be prepared for the police to harass you when you win. You know, which I think you will, because there's a lot of people there that are going to resent the fact that you're going to win. You know, as I said, you're going to win.
I'll take it.
Okay. And then he's going to do a couple on you as well. You've been deceived by a lot of so-called people. You're learning now not to be so trusting.
It's politics.
Yeah.
You have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Not take things personally.
And, you know, unless you look at her closet, she's got nothing to hide. I won't tell that she was a lady in the night when she was a teenager. We'll let that pass, you know. But everything you have done, you've worked very hard for. Your mom and dad are very proud of you. Your dad doesn't understand why you're doing that, but he's still very proud of you. Your husband, chest is really sticking out to you, that's, you know, okay? And your in-laws are very proud of you, too, okay? But boy, one thing about you that I am looking at is honesty. You do not know how to be dishonest, like Ross doesn't know how. Even though he can talk up a BS line, but he's also honest about it.
Yep.
Am I right, Ross?
Yes.
Yes, okay. His wife is lovely. Have you met his wife?
I haven't met her yet. I don't
Oh,
believe.
she's beautiful.
Is she gonna be there today at the Tiki?
No, she'll be home with my daughter.
Okay.
What he got in his hand?
Probably Cheerios.
No, it was black.
That's a piece
Oh.
of plastic. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been good.
You are very, very creative. When you sign, whenever you do, you have to have an imagination.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're
Johnny,
very,
Johnny.
very creative. I actually will tell you that you're going to be working on, your daughter goes to private school.
She goes to St. Catherine's. We had a bad experience for about 2 years in one of the schools. And
Isn't it sad? What has happened to our education in Manchester? Doesn't anybody care?
it's I think we're more concerned about big new buildings versus getting our proficiencies
Yeah.
of getting people taught, the basics at this
And the
point.
sad part is we have a lot of good teachers.
We do. There are good ones and there are some bad apples
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, like I said, my granddaughter, but she's got a new job. She's going to be working as a surgeon tech. And where are your glasses, by the way?
I had LASIK surgery a few
Oh,
years
I'm
ago.
good. I'm good. So
Yeah, I probably should need glasses again, but
you're going to
I
need
just
them
don't
for
wanna.
reading.
Yeah, I'm not a good night
And
driver.
stop worrying about your weight. You're going to be fine. Because you're always on the go. You have a lot of excess energy that you need to release at times. Okay. You don't require a lot of sleep, do you? But when you do,
not
they're
with
not
the
going to
toddler.
wake you up. They're always on the go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my
And
husband stays up to like 10.
And the one thing that I'm looking at is that you're going to be around in politics for the next 40 years.
You guys heard it here first.
Right. Only on North Community Corner, right?
That's right.
Right. And you're going to do very well with it, okay? There's going to be some drawbacks. Don't get me wrong, because this is still a male, political in New Hampshire is still male ego, male pride,
Yep.
But people like our mayor has disgraced a female in the way she has run this city, and she won't return my phone calls. I've invited her to come on my show. I did dance with her in a senior center dance they had down there. You can tell she didn't want to, and some guys said, "You best do it." But the two things that I actually see that I don't see your husband involved in politics, but he'll support whatever you do.
He's my my spell checker for everything I post online and all my responses. He's really good at that. Usually I'm just a very quick-witted person, and then he's like, oh, commas, spelling errors. But he doesn't like to be in the spotlight. He doesn't want it in his life.
Scott's the same way. I
Yeah.
do all the deal, rewrite it. No, you gotta do this. I'm not good at writing.
Yeah.
Only to make people upset. Then I love it. Okay.
okay.
Two things I've seen with you is there's a lot of changes. The house that you have right now is only temporary.
No, don't say that.
You got it for another 5 to 6 years.
She just
I
moved
like it.
recently, right? When you
Yeah.
moved to
I just moved over to the Ward 1. It's a beautiful house.
October.
Yeah. But like is that one North End?
It's North End, yeah.
Okay. You want to turn that one over? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what it said. This will be for you, okay?
Interesting.
Ooh, that's a good one for you.
What does it mean? She's getting a cat?
Yeah,
I think I
yeah.
see the cat in it.
Yeah.
I kind of do.
Actually, one of the things she's very protective of her family. Okay? She has a strong opinion,
Yes, she does.
and she would make a good lawyer.
True. My
Okay?
mom says that all the
She'll
time.
use the facts
But
against
you got to
anyone.
stop making up stories to your
Especially
mother
me.
and be honest with her, okay?
I'm really good at being a lawyer, though.
You enjoy making up stories, and that's okay. And by the way, you know the spirits that you see in your house, you see these different things, they're actually angels. So don't be afraid of them.
I'm confused already.
And she said anything about spirits in her house? Your house?
Nope, not at this.
Okay. Yeah, boy, we'll see a lot that they're actually spiritual. And the angels welcomed you into their house. They knew that you would come. They knew that you would honor it. Okay. I am concerned. Now you see, your husband does manual labor, right? Well, management.
Construction management.
Yeah. Boy, I wouldn't work for him. I don't think Ross would either.
I don't think any of you guys want to.
You don't think so either.
The pay is really good right now. You cannot find any carpenters. You can't find painters, anything. But the pay is excellent.
Well, yeah, but he's hard to
Positions.
work for. He's a perfectionist.
He's OCD beyond
On his job,
beyond
everything has to
recall.
be-
Yeah.
He
Do you
sings
find
cleaner every night.
you know, this is what I don't like is that
Every night.
these people who really want a job having trouble getting it.
Yep.
But the people who
They're
want to
here.
sit there on the buttocks and get nothing,
Yep.
oh, they had to do.
Yep.
That's why, but yet my son has gone to several different companies to get a job. Okay. Oh, you're going to go?
Yeah. Hey, Noam, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, sorry about quickly, tell them who you are.
Oh, Ross Terrio, Ward 7 Alderman, and I would appreciate everybody's vote in the upcoming election on November 2nd. My phone number is 603-820-9064. You can text me any questions or call me if you need anything answered. Thank you. Thanks again, Noam.
Yeah.
Elizabeth,
Probably
good
in
luck.
a couple of weeks I'll
We'll see you
text you and see
soon.
when you're off
Perfect.
again.
Thank you, Noam.
Yeah.
You guys
We'll
later.
see ya.
No
Take
speeding
care.
ticket, young
All
man.
right, all right.
None.
Hey, Johnny, you can sit up here.
He's
buddy.
going to go have a ginger ale. I know what he's going to do. But
We know.
your daughter is very, just like you are, and your husband's very protective of you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Second Amendment?
I am a fond believer in the Second Amendment and keeping it the way it is. We have plenty of arms, ammunitions in our house. Safe and responsible use is the way it's meant to be. And it's my right as an American and as a citizen. I mean, if anything to infringe upon that, I think is uncalled for and unnecessary. It's not the law-abiding citizens that are causing these gang
Right.
shootings, these drive-bys in Manchester.
Exactly.
If I'm carrying in public, it's to defend myself and my family, and I might be the person to stop someone from doing something evil. So
What are your goals for Manchester?
my goals,
Yeah.
bring back honesty, integrity to our contracting systems and to the board overall. It is a nonpartisan election, but it's very partisan. There's a lot of stuff that happens that shouldn't happen. Goals for Manchester in general is just to see a better, cleaner, happier downtown area. Clean up our perceptions of our schools. Our schools are in dire need of improvement. And I think the school board is on the right track, and Dr. Goldhart's on the right track with the programs that they want, but the way that they're going about trying to backdoor everything, trying to get that taxing authority, having Manchester Proud come up with this plan, having this like $500 million project along with the taxing authority at the same time. They're trying to cram this all down back alley doors, you know. That's not the way this should be done. It should be open and transparent. And focus on the basics. Let's get the basics down, and then we can open up the checkbooks more as you're improving, as you're showing people that they should come here to Manchester, that our schools are great, that kids are thriving here. Until that's happening, I don't see pushing that money like we did 20 years ago, and then everything still went downhill after that.
And that's why I moved to I love Manchester. I love living on the west side, but I'm even seeing the deterioration that people.
Yep.
And what bothers me is that I live right next to the St. Raphael School,
Yep.
St. Benedict School Academy,
Yep.
and I see all these children wearing masks.
Yep.
My heart cries because all I can think
Say
of
that
is
again?
communistic way of
maybe.
doing things.
You over here?
It's not a safety precaution.
I'm sad at the fact, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but what is the end game with COVID? What is our end goal with COVID? Zero infections,
Yeah.
having it disappear? It's not going to happen.
No.
And do I think my children should live the rest of their lives wearing masks and quarantining for 2 weeks and living in a hypersensitive bubble? I don't think that's the way we need to go with it at all.
We have a cute little one there.
He's back.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah, look. Oh, he loves that attention. Want to name him off again?
Yep, this is Evelyn, Ethan, and Jonathan.
The one that's
One of the things that, did you have a hard time deciding when you were an alderman previously, right?
I was first elected in a special election in 2017 for Ward 6.
Was it hard for you to believe that your dream was coming true?
I was kind of shocked a little bit, but as I started to get to know more people and get more involved in the city, it made sense. Ward 6 Manchester is a more conservative ward, and they voted for the candidate that they thought would help maintain that in Ward 6. They did a great job electing Sebastian Sharonov in Ward 6, and I hope he gets his next election in also.
will.
He's a great
I'm
young
actually
man.
looking at going to become a Republican, which is about time. I was a former Democrat that turned on him.
Yep.
And I went in to vote, and Heidi is her name, Hopper, the one who was in Select, she's also a state rep or legislator. On the
Heidi Hammer.
Yeah,
Yep, she doesn't like me.
yeah,
She's
he's different.
yeah.
And when I went to vote, they told me that I couldn't wear my red "Make America Great" hat. Okay.
Yep.
But yet they could wear the Biden mask.
Yep.
So, folks, we
crazy.
have an uphill battle.
Yes, we do.
And you people, I don't believe in the mail-ins. You know how absentee ballot. I'm sorry, I don't do that. I can't
It's
do
been
it.
a good turnout so far. I've been getting those the requests every day, so I can send out
Really?
mailers to those people, reach them before they vote, so I can introduce myself. Currently, I think yesterday there was 130 Republican requests versus 90 Democrat requests, and about 70 undeclareds. So the Republicans are turning out even before the election.
You got 3 cards for her, Dave?
Well, I do, but before I do the cards, I wanted to be nice when he was here, but
Yep.
Nala, the Siamese cat.
Yep.
You know why they want to rehome it?
Nope.
Because it screams from 1 to 4 every morning and keeps them up. I had one.
Yep.
The thing ran.
One-on-one, yeah.
I had it. It was about 3 years old. It went out one day. It never came back.
Yep.
I hate to say it. What a relief.
Yep.
But it won't
1
with
to 4 in
her.
the morning.
That's what this one would do, and I mean
Yep.
scream.
Yep, I really do love animals. It's just a very hard decision, especially with the young kids. And then, who's going to clean up after them, and if we go away or if we're busy.
You know she's not
Well,
going
it's
to
just
clean
scoop
it
in the
up.
litter box.
Yeah.
though.
I
That's
know
nothing.
somebody who can help.
My cat,
Stephanie.
my
She has
cat,
tons of
at
cats.
5 o'clock every morning,
Yeah.
that's an outdoor cat, but leave the door open. Every morning decides to wake me up for breakfast. I can go on my schedule with it, But he's going to do 3 more on you. We're going to do nothing but your political, Dave? Or whatever.
Yeah, of course, that's what's on my head, so that's where the cards will focus, I'm sure.
When
So-
having Dave introduce yourself, I forgot.
It is crazy you knew I didn't know my father's grandmother, or my grandmother, very much, but she did pass away 2 months ago. That's why it kind of caught me off guard with that.
Yeah. But she's very proud of you,
Yeah.
okay? Were you her little girl?
No, I had a difficult childhood. So my father, I didn't really see him when I was younger. After I was like 2 or 3, my parents separated. I had a stepfather, a bunch of craziness. But I do know she knew me when I was a baby,
Right.
and then met me a few times as an
Well,
adult.
she knows you now, trust me.
Yeah.
When your little one gets going,
Yeah.
and this one here, and she's getting her going, okay? Spirits don't, people don't realize that spirits can get people going to get their attention,
Yeah.
okay?
That's right, they don't realize it. All of a sudden you say, oh, it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
All right, so I sort of read different. You can tell me where to stop,
Okay,
but when I start reading, I just go.
okay,
And I don't, sort of like let you interject. But if you have any questions, interject.
okay,
So what I'm going to do is I'll go back and forth on the cards. You just tell me where to stop, and
Okay.
we'll pick 3 cards, one at a time. So whenever you want me to stop, I'll stop.
I'll stop.
Okay.
Ethan.
You want to let her have that stop one too?
Well, no, because
Yeah, all right.
it's her reading.
And I just
We'll
want
do
her to
yours
feel-
next.
So yeah, she'll have
Yeah.
to wait.
Stop.
Okay. Wait a minute, that one's sliding on. All right, and
And stop.
okay.
Well, it doesn't take much to have kids. I mean, is he sleeping?
He's probably half asleep. We had a very busy day running to Boston for a flight that we didn't even have. So
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
happened.
Was it fun?
Yeah, that was my flight.
thankfully
Yeah.
Southwest was able to rebook us on the proper flight out of Manchester for tomorrow, so she can go visit her grandparents tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Where you heading?
Orlando.
All right.
Yeah. They live in the best spot, right down there by Disney. So,
All right.
And
So
uh-oh.
first of all,
What?
all right, 9 of Swords. So it's obviously you can tell by looking at the card. It's not the best card.
Yep.
It's really not bad. I don't really think any of the tarot cards are really bad.
Yep.
It's just that, let's face it,
Yep.
you're running for public office. So
Yep.
all it's basically showing, swords is thoughts, decision making,
Yep.
that type of thing. All it's basically telling you is, which we already know, you got a lot on your mind. You have a lot of decisions you have to make at this point in your life.
Yep.
Which way you're going to go. Are you going to, talk to this one? Do you want to knock on that door? Do you know what I mean? Do
Yep.
you want to have people make phone calls for you, that type of thing? But what the good part of this card is over is, as you can see, it's pitch black here. So it's the darkest hour. So you'll see the sort of the tide will start turning shortly if you haven't noticed a little bit of a change already. So, but you do have a lot, mentally going on. And then we come with the 2 of Pentacles. Pentacles is, some people say money. It's also work. It's sort of material things that we have, tangible goods, that type of thing. But as you can see with the 2 of Pentacles, again, it relates to this card with all that's going on with you. But what do you see in this card? After I said you should notice a change coming shortly if you haven't already.
Yep.
And what do you see? Somebody, you can multitask and you just bring everything right into working nice and smooth for you. It's going to
rhythm.
smooth it right out for you. Yeah, maybe a little emotional, but you certainly have the wherewithal, you have the strength, and after going through all this, your sight is a lot clearer. So, not to fret. And of course, there you go.
Oh, I love that one.
The 9 of Cups, they say if you read up on tarot, I agree, it's a fantastic card. This is the wish card
Yep.
of the tarot deck. 9 of Cups. Cups is emotions and relationships and that type of stuff. So there you go. After going through, all your headaches, shall we say, you're jumping through the hoops for everything.
Yep.
Right? What's the end result? Look at it. It's the wish card. There you are. You're sitting there. You're surrounded, but all your work pays off. The next is Alderman
omen.
at large.
First female alderman at large in the cards.
There you go. Right here. It's right there in the cards.
Right there.
So not to fret. You're going to do fantastic.
Well,
Awesome.
don't make David and I out of the line. Go with them. That's
right.
Go with them.
Instead of just saying, well, that's sadly, that's what people do. Well, they say, oh, she's got a good shot, so we don't have to vote.
No.
But wasn't it just last Was it the last
Your
election?
vote could be the one that wins.
Yep.
Well, the last in Boston, the city council, the city council race, one vote they won by. One vote.
That's one thing I want to remind people of too for Alderman at large is a lot of people don't vote for two, maybe because they don't have two good candidates, maybe because they just don't know, but don't waste your second vote. I know some people have, differing opinions on Joe Lavasser, but we'll be the two conservative votes out of the 8 that are running, if you are going to vote.
The one thing that you just said something that was interesting. A lot of people do not know that there are 2 aldermen.
Yep.
Okay, so folks, let's bring Manchester back the way it should be. Whether you vote honestly for Kathy Sullivan, Victoria, or whomever, we gotta bring back the city to where it was. We gotta make the people will not come downtown. I'm sure you must run into that.
Yep.
What can we do to make it safe for the city
Yep.
people? How can we help the people wanting to come back downtown?
It's just a matter of, ensuring our police force is doing what they need to do and enforcing, our laws, and especially with the drug use, with the homeless issues downtown. And then our community policing issues. A lot of the shootings and drive-bys, in my opinion, from what I've seen, are, gang-related or young people that are just, they're not acclimated to New Hampshire, they're not acclimated to Manchester, so they get stuck in these little groups that turn into little gangs, and a lot of bad happens with that. And we need to kind of disrupt that cycle, otherwise it's just going to keep perpetuating over and over again.
Where I live right across the street from Sweetie Park, and I got to tell you, it's probably the best. I am bragging. It's probably the best part in Manchester, as far as I'm concerned. Bill Berry and I worked together. We got that big ship on there. Now they destroyed it.
Yep.
They had put holes in where they are. They got holes and they have to block it off. And I'm heartbroken over it. Okay. I also want to. How would you feel? Even though we kept the alderman or alderperson, I don't call it alderman because you're a lady, alderperson.
I'm okay with being when it is
But
hyphenated
that's
with
not
man.
politically correct.
It's human. That's what it means to
Right.
be human, not man, not
Yeah.
gender
Right.
pronouns. It's alderman is female or male, non-specific.
I like to get people going, so I call
Yeah.
it alderperson.
Yeah, some people
Well-
they're very hyper into I'll be the first lesbian, I'll be the first gay, I'll be
Yeah.
the first African
Why?
American. You're based on your qualifications, and is it something to be proud of? Obviously, it is. However, your sexuality, your gender, your this or that shouldn't be the main factor.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I'm the first psychic ever on this on the TV station.
Yep.
And that was 22 years ago. When we started out, we had a little hole in the wall. And Mary George, who I love dearly, we got into a big debate for a half hour over born-again Christianity and all that. Because she said, no, man, Jesus loves you. And I said to her, Mary, I'm glad somebody loves me. So I thought about, how about a city manager? How would you feel with that instead of a mayor?
I think that would be better because they can't pawn off the responsibilities like this current mayor is. You can't make 10 committees and other groups that are making the decisions that you and the aldermen should be making.
Right.
I don't think that's the way we should go. I think what we need to is rein in the power again, bring back the decisions to the board instead of sending it off to this committee, that committee. Involve all the aldermen like you're supposed to be doing in the decision-making process, not, here's the agenda, here's how I'm going to spend, that CARES Act money, $4 million spent already. Involve the aldermen in that process. Have a discussion with your peers.
See, but I'm not a resident of Manchester, but I'm going to chime in here anyway. And
Hang on.
the purpose of the mayor with all these committees, so the mayor doesn't have to be accountable.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yes, and
So
that's
when
what
they
we
call the
last
mayor,
4
right,
years.
well, it's not in my hands. It's to this committee.
Yep.
And
Well, what are they
So-
doing with that $174 million for the
For-
homeless people or whatever?
I can't even keep track of it all.
And
Honestly,
where did the money go?
I want to see over the last 4 years how much we spent on homelessness, chronic homelessness. Honestly, there's about 40 to 80 people that are chronically homeless that refuse to go get help, and then we have another population who's trying to get back on their feet. How much have we spent over the last 4 years? 100 million, 200 million, 300 million. I don't really know, and I don't think there's a solid number because with Safe Station, with our new homeless coordinator, the other 8 positions we've hired, the 12 community outreach members they're now hiring. How many millions, hundreds of millions of dollars have we spent on this problem? And is it working? I don't see it working.
No. I'm also heartbroken when I found out. When I first moved to Manchester and I got sober, I lost everything. I used to eat at the shelter.
Yep.
The food was great.
Yep.
Now they don't do that anymore. You have to be a resident
Yep.
of the shelter to get anything to eat. No.
Do you see the soup kitchen now? Every day there's an ambulance down there. We drive by. I go by there all the time, right around 5 o'clock. It's usually people out there smoking, doing
Yeah.
spice, shooting up, all sorts of disheveled. And the people that could use that shelter, people that might not qualify for Meals on Wheels but have other issues, a lot of our senior citizens need assistance.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them going down there with
No.
all the problems that they
No.
have down there.
But what do we feed them now?
I'm not sure. I would like to. I want to go there and volunteer a little bit later this fall once the election's over. But
Let me know and
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
it needs to be a safe environment for people that want to help themselves. If you don't want to help yourselves, you need to find another city to go to.
Right, yeah.
We'll help you, but we're not going to enable you.
I got to tell
Send
you,
them down to Boston.
Yeah.
I was
Have
so
fun and get
grateful
enabled
for the
there.
food that they had there. But I managed to get back on my, and I believe everybody can get back on their feet if they want to.
If they want to. And if you're not competent mentally and you cannot handle making decisions for yourself, then that's another discussion we need to have. But for those that aren't mentally incapacitated, they need to be pushed in the right direction.
I met some of them that refused to live in a building, and then
Yep.
eventually they had their own way of doing things,
Yep.
and stuff like that. My daughter, I've had 2 or 3 different homeless people, and then they could only stay in the house only
Yep.
for so long.
Yep.
They used to have a guy that used to live around. We used to call him the professor. You could not get him to live in the house, and all of them. Okay. Hey, you want to tell me who that is over there and what she's running for?
Yes, Amanda.
Slide right up here and tell everybody.
This is my mom, Elizabeth Moreau, and she's running for Alderman at large.
Are you gonna vote for her?
I would if I could.
Hey,
That's a good
good
answer.
answer. Good answer. Right, Dave? One of the things, I just love your energy.
Thank you.
I really do. And I'm not afraid to slam somebody, so just to let you know. Are we? No.
That's
We,
right.
we slam Chris Pappas all the time.
Yep. And that's all I'm trying to do. Like you said earlier, I honestly don't have a lying body. If I see something that's wrong, I say it's wrong, whether it's my friend or whether it's someone that I oppose. And I am an honest person. I'm not going to make up lies to get what I want in politics. I'm going to say the truth and ask questions.
Well, yeah, well, look what's happening with the our famous mayor. What has she really done for us? She's telling the police to be gentle and soft when they put the handcuffs onto someone.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
increased their training from 8 hours to 40 hours for sensitivity training or some other
Yeah.
type of training like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that money's coming from, but another,
See, I do
It's
not-
going to their buddies. So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not believe
Really?
in hiring a chief from within the police department.
I think Chief Alan Allenberg is a great guy. He's great experience in the military, very honorable position. I do think that we can look outside. We should accept applications from everywhere, but I think he's a great candidate and great chief so far.
But he grew up in the ranks, right?
Yep, he did. And I think he's pushing a lot more, I don't know, he's more by the books, a little bit more responsive with the calls that I've seen so far and from what I've heard from other people. But there's always room for improvement with every
yeah.
department.
I just don't like the idea they have to wait 45 minutes to come to your house.
That's a problem.
But the best thing I will say, Manchester, New Hampshire, at least on the west side, we had the best fire department in the whole country. Do you remember when they had that blizzard at Halloween about 7 years ago?
Yep.
Okay. Our house underneath, they had a gas leak and it caught on fire.
Yeah.
Our fire department was there in a matter of seconds, saved the whole house.
Yep.
All we had to do was, they had to come and rewire it and all that.
Yep.
Red Cross wouldn't help.
Really?
So, yep. So, I'll tell you what, but, it's okay. But I gotta tell you, I do not ever have any bad thing to say about the Manchester Fire Department. Okay.
No, they do a great job. And
They really do.
I feel like the reason why I want to end Safe Station, partly is because these people that sign up to be firefighters do not sign up to be social workers.
No.
That's not their job. I don't know if we adequately train them enough for it, or if it adds more stressors to them. I want them to do their job, and If we need to have a separate mental health department within the city, then that can be a separate entity, but it should not be within our fire department, in my opinion.
No. See, the one thing that I don't like is we have the first responders, which is the fire department.
Yep.
Then you have the ambulance.
Yep.
And then you have another fire truck. Why not just have the fire and the respondent and let go of the ambulance service? Why not let the people that are in the fire department be trained to be EMTs or whatever they call
A
them?
lot of them are. A lot of them get their EMT certifications and their paramedic certifications. I'm not sure what happened with the transition for using AMR. I'm sorry about that. But that's definitely something that's worth looking into to see how to make, are we using everything efficiently? Are we understaffed? Are we overstaffed? Do we need more apparatus? Do we need more paramedics? A lot of it has to do with the heroin problems and the ambulance calls, medical calls. They were trying to specialize like non-emergent welfare check calls through the dispatch. How are you going to do that?
You can't.
So you're going to send someone that's, making $10 an hour to someone's house to do a social call to see if they're okay, when they might be high, they might be drunk, they might be overdosed, they might be, you never know what you're going to walk into, and I don't think that's the way we should be going with our calls.
A friend of mine had a shot of that knot pain, is that what they call it?
Yep.
And there was nothing wrong with him except he was having a heart attack. Luckily, he almost died. And but who's responsible? That's like, I'm not in favor of having that Safeway at the fire department because people are coming from Salem, Boston, you name it. They're coming from all over the place. You got a lot of patience.
I do, sometimes.
I don't have that much patience.
Well, I don't either, but she's
But,
a mother, so she has.
But
to.
I want to compliment your children how well they're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, I've had some
Even
on
you.
here where they,
Even you.
but I think that you are very good. I think that I am proud and honored to meet you. And I forgot his name,
Jonathan.
Jonathan. I think he's a boy, and you too. I think you're pretty special. So do you have a website?
I do have a website, just my full name, Elizabeth Ann, A-N-N, Moreau, MOREAU.com. I'm also on Facebook. My phone number is 669-4787. That's my office number. My email is my full name, elizabethanmoreau@gmail.com. And I'm pretty much everywhere online or in person if anyone wants to meet or talk or discuss any issues.
Now you're going to a TICO?
A Tiki fundraiser for the MRC. We're going to be
that?
over at Casey's Rib Shack at 6 o'clock today.
Yeah. What's it called?
The Tiki fundraiser for the Manchester Republican Committee.
Oh,
Good.
Oh.
So we got that function today. There's a lot of events. I've been meeting a lot of great people this week. There's a lot of community events coming up in the next week or two, too, that we'll be
Send
heading
them to me
to.
so I can put them on Facebook as
Yep,
well.
for sure.
What's her name? Lisa Freeland was going to come on, but she got the coronavirus.
Yep.
My person refused to get it, but then again, I don't want foreign objects in my body.
Yep.
But I got to tell you, one thing about the best part in Manchester, we have great medical facilities.
We do. Elliott
We
is an
really
awesome
do.
facility in
Elliott
CMC.
is fantastic.
Yep.
And I was the belle of the ball when I was in there. Okay? And when I went to Hitchcock, then I had that beautiful doctor that had to remove cancer from me.
Yep.
And one thing that I do know is if someone that is ill and they're homeless, does the city pick up the tab for them?
I believe Medicaid or Medicare, I always get confused with the two. One of them usually would have
Let's
coverage
see.
for them.
Medicaid.
Yeah,
Medicare
Medicaid.
is for
For the older.
old people like me.
Medicaid, I think, would cover the others.
One of the things that I'm concerned about, I know a person, not mentioned, that went to the city for help. All she wanted, and she was 72 years old, all she wanted was help to pay for her medical expenses.
Yep.
They told her to get a job.
A 72-year-old.
Nice.
I feel, there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to work the system, how to fill out the forms, not take advantage, but
No.
get the benefits that they
Yeah,
are
they deserve it.
entitled to. And that's something that we need to have at City Hall. Not just add another $100,000 position, another $100,000. Someone that can just help someone with paperwork. Oh, I need assistance with this. Can you help me fill out the form? There's a lot of forms that are really easy to fill out. People just don't know where they are or who to send them to. And that's key to getting people, on their feet.
You might be getting
Sufficient.
some calls on that. How do you make out the form?
I'm really good at filling out forms. I'm actually I used to be an immigration officer, so I know how to read through the laws. I know how to kind of summarize things and get things done. But it is tricky
By the
for some
way,
people.
you're going back to college.
But, and it's sad because
Don't
the
tell my
immigrants,
He's probably
immigrants
watching
get that
this
help.
right now
Yep.
on his phone.
Yep.
They do.
They have there's a lot of great religious organizations, Catholic charities that helps a lot of people with certain ones. But there's even beyond them, there's a lot of things at the state level that people just don't understand. Like, daycare assistance. We have it in New Hampshire. It's pretty easy. The wait list isn't that long. If you need assistance with it, it's there. We don't need these federal programs mandating that we pay even more in taxes for more daycare assistance. It's there. It's sufficient. Apply for it. Get into it and use it as needed.
I had some people that came from India. Great people, wonderful people. And I can't remember the name of the church, but they were supposedly St. Lutheran Church.
Yep.
Okay? And they got them here, but they ignored them once they got here. They got horrible furniture,
Yep.
And all that stuff.
Yep.
And I was so blessed because the children used to call me their white grandfather. And to me, I felt that was an honor.
Yep.
Because if we look at I've been called a racist, I've been called racist because people may not like what I say online, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I am who I am, and I'm not going to change, and neither will you. Don't you ever change.
Yep.
But I do see you going back to school.
Yep. I do need it. That's one thing I always want to do. It's very hard with children. It's very hard with running in politics. I have an associate's degree from University of Phoenix. I'm working on towards a bachelor's and a certificate.
You're going to get it.
I don't think I need it to go further. It's just to really say I have that paper. A lot of people can get the work experience. I have experience in immigration, real estate, the healthcare fields. It's really just to say that I did it and I stuck to it and finished it.
Okay, another question. You have any questions for him?
I don't, because the conversation pretty much covered them all.
One of the things that those things that are blocking the parking spaces out here by
They
the
need to go.
restaurants, are they paying for those?
No,
So we're losing money.
this whole Delta variant thing is getting out of control, and I don't know what's going to happen this winter with it. The kids in Manchester schools have to go back in mass. They're basically telling employers that if you don't get your vaccine, you shouldn't have a job.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen this winter. There might be a lot more outdoor dining. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we can move forward and get back to life as normal, but I don't see that under this administration.
I'd like to get rid of all those walls there because they've taken up a lot of parking spaces and a
Jersey
lot of
barriers.
people.
Yep.
We're
It's very
losing
dangerous
money.
down here. We have those mopeds now. We have bike lanes that start and end and go and come and go. We have one-ways here, people coming down them. It's a very chaotic downtown layout that I think we can improve upon. I almost went down a one-way today just trying to get back around to park here. I was like, come on. But between the parking, between the bike lanes, between everything that's going on downtown, it is a little dangerous for
confusing,
pedestrians.
yeah. Well, we did a show about a year and a half to 2 years ago, and I have Bishop Paul with me. And he's from Virginia. And Mary, who has her own show, Cruising with Mary.
Yep.
And we were going out to the car, and this homeless person, I really thought he was going to attack all three of us. And it's sad. The more you give, the more they want. And I'm going to tell you, and I think you feel the same way, don't give them cash.
No, I learned my lesson. I gave a gentleman like $25 on a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. I asked his story. He's like, well, I'm just waiting for surgery here, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to be on my feet. And he's been at the same corner for 3 years now. He enjoys working there. He makes a good salary there.
I love riding the bus here in Manchester. They're clean.
Yeah.
Sometimes the drivers are not, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But they had a guy that was on there, and he had just got through being on the street bowling money. He pulled out this big wad of money, and I'm going, whoa.
Yep.
You and I have to work for what we have.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, your husband has a big job coming up.
I hope so.
And I'm looking at, when I say a big job, it's a government job.
That's pretty good.
So you're going to have to expand.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Tell Dad that
okay,
one.
well, I'm going to let you go because you've got to go.
We do have to get going to the fundraiser. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having us
Okay,
on.
you too. Once again, want to tell us who you are and your mom and brother?
Nice and loud.
I'm Evelyn. That's Ethan. That's Jonathan. And that's my mom.
Okay,
Elizabeth.
what is she running for?
Alderman at large.
And when should we go vote?
September 21st.
September 21st.
All right. It was a pleasure meeting all of you.
Thank
And
you.
I'll definitely have you
It
come
was.
back again.
For
I
sure.
want to compliment your children.
Thank you.
I really
They're
do.
usually not this good. They're usually at each other's necks, but they went really good today.
How you doing there, young man?
Johnny, say
Johnny.
bye-bye. Say bye. You're on TV.
Can you wave and say bye to everybody?
Almost on TV.
See?
Say bye.
Almost.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
And I'm going to forward a copy of this to you on your
Yep.
messenger.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We'll definitely see you soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll
Nice
be back
meeting
on
you.
again.
Nice to
Can
meet you too.
just
Take
two
care.
copies and send some one to my dad?
Yep. He's gonna email me the
Well,
link.
I'll
You can
send it
watch
to her, and then she can send it to your dad. How's that?
Perfect.
And then we're going to be going on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Have a great day, you guys.
You
Thanks.
too. Thank you.
That's
Now we're waiting for
Anthony
Harris.
Yep, that's it.
She was interesting.
She was.
What did the, I love how long the children were well behaved.
But this is my opinion, and it's
Yeah.
my opinion. This is the kind of candidate that people should vote for. You can sit back and complain, and, you know, the city's going downhill, and you can sit back, you can watch it go downhill, you can vote the same candidates back in that are pushing it to go downhill.
Yeah.
Or you can vote for change, vote for candidates that will improve life for everyone in the city.
Absolutely. You know, it's
So-
up to all us, you know, if you want changes, vote for the new people. Like, Elena Moreau, vote for her, and Victoria Sullivan or Richard Gerard. I'm not going to say either one, but vote and make the changes, folks. All votes matter.
That's right, your vote counts.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
How about now?
By the, I told you, the city council bought one vote.
Yeah.
One vote, because I remember what a hassle they, you know, going to court and doing this, and I want another
Recounts and
recount.
recounts and recounts.
Yeah, but, you know, that's what gets me. People complain about the city deteriorating.
Right.
They either don't vote, or they vote for the same idiots
Oh.
that, you know, aren't accountable, are doing all this backdoor, you know, government. So,
Well, I might be coming in. You know.
what
But-
did I say earlier?
Yeah, right. No. You know, the upcoming guests, 9-1, we got Willie Hassel and Lynn Nickerson. They are from the paranormal. Then we got Shane and Dean. They're Dean Lyon. They're from the Mormon Church. I had Tony Williams and Irene. They're both artists coming on. Then we have Lynn Santana and her boyfriend Brian Burke coming on. Then I had Michelle coming on the 29th. Then we have Michelle, how do you pronounce her last name? Diamo?
Michelle Dadamo.
Danamo, okay. She owns the Holistic Center in Portsmouth. Then I have Dr. Jody McDonald, who will be coming on. She's also a holistic
Oh, no.
holistic healer. Okay.
That sounds
When her
interesting.
nephew, I guess that spirit didn't want that there, huh?
See, that's right.
And
That sounds interesting,
Yeah.
Dr. Jody McDonald.
oh yeah, well I'll come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I had Richard Carter, who's coming on because he's been on before and he's redoing his house. And this lady that used to come on with him, Kimberly, I forgot her name, has now become a born again Christian, so she doesn't do old new age things and stuff like that. And that's okay. I'll respect it.
Yeah.
Then I have Ken Gidge coming on the 20th. And I'm excited about this one too. 10/27, I have Sarah Beth Beaudry coming on. She is the chairman of the In-Town Manchester. So it'll be pretty exciting. We got some pretty exciting guests coming on. So
And how?
yeah, so let me know which one you want to come on. And
I will, thank you. And make sure you tune in.
yeah, you know, and we'll be pushing it on Facebook.
Every
and all
one,
that.
every one of these shows, a great adventure.
Right. We try not to have any boring shows.
I don't think we do.
No, I don't either.
At least
But
the ones when I'm here, I never
well,
think that they're boring.
I don't either. And we're not repetitious.
That's true. We aren't repetitious.
And I don't think I want to be.
Well, I wouldn't, talk about repetitious, like when I go because I work a couple of shifts a
Yeah.
week. Even when I go to work and when I come home, I go different ways to you know, change it up because that's me. It's like it's same thing, repetitious. You know, let's do a little change here.
Yeah, I don't have time, you know, and I don't bring notes, folks. You want to come on my show? Anybody's welcome to come on my show. They could actually, they could probably get a hold of you, and you can text me.
Oh
You
yeah.
know? Yeah, you know.
Mhm.
Or they want to get a hold of us. We're on
Yeah.
Facebook under Norman Moody. I have my spiritualvisionary.net. And now I'm on Twitter. And if you want to come on the show,
Excuse me.
give us a call. Or if you have any questions, area code 603-640-3091. When they say that, we're going to have to start using area code?
That's what somebody was saying.
Yeah.
Even for a local call, 603. But
I don't believe it. Didn't they do that once before? They tried doing it. I'll be surprised
I
if
don't
it
know.
starts again.
I don't know. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
from Mass, so we always had area codes, except in Western Mass. Then you didn't. But anyway, I haven't introduced myself today.
Oh, I'm
Norm.
sorry.
Poor
Go
me.
for it.
Poor me.
I don't have a crying towel right now.
I
Maybe
know.
later. Go ahead.
Lower Medium Shop, David B. I'm on Facebook. Like I said, lowermediumshop.com. I can give you a fantastic tarot reading. You saw a brief summary there. Psychic oracle cards, crystal ball readings. How fascinating is that? And you'd be amazed. I can also do psychometry. I love doing that. I don't get to do that a lot. Plus mediumship. Give me a call, 617-777-2236 or biffid@yahoo.com.
Scott, is there any messages from this guy?
Nope, not that I know of.
Okay. Well, you know, if you want, you know, he's a Democratic candidate for Alderman at large, and I really I'm hoping that we still get a little.
Well, we don't know if there's traffic,
Actually,
or if
later,
he's,
yeah.
like her, got confused, took the
Yeah.
wrong turn.
You know, she was
Well-
interesting.
She was.
I think that every politician that is running has always been interesting.
And I never say this because I don't like freaking them out, but she had an unbelievable aura too. You can
feel the energy.
I could see it, you know,
That's
going
unusual.
off. Yeah,
That's unusual for you to see the auras.
it is. But this one, I saw it. Who was the other one I saw it? Remember, I forgot what. Somebody running for office, but her was. I could literally, you know, sort of see the energy coming off. It's like, wow.
And another lady who served in the armed forces. Okay.
That's right.
And that is pretty awesome, you know.
Exactly. Very generous to anyone who serves. Very generous.
Yeah.
And
Is there any way we can get his number on my phone? And would it be on my cell phone? Oh, you need the cell phone number, don't you? Yeah,
he
okay.
might have got cold feet.
Yeah, could be. Because I talked to him last night and yesterday, and he was all excited about
Wow.
coming
There
on.
you go. Huh.
You know, well, that's okay. You know, maybe the spirit is telling him not to come on. Who knows?
He might just be late. You never
Yeah.
know. We'll
Oh, yeah.
see what happens.
Fashionably late.
Right, but I'm one of those. Now, let's face it, it's a TV show. You say, and you got it arranged, 5 o'clock. It's 5:07. If he shows up late, what happened?
Right.
I think not only us, but everybody
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
deserves an explanation.
I actually was looking forward to, and I still am, looking forward to him coming on.
Well, I was too, but ask him when I
There you
picked
go.
him up today. Right as soon as he got in the car, I said, "I have a feeling about what's his name again? Anthony Harris."
Anthony Harris, you know.
I said,
I'm going to believe the positive. Okay? I really am. Because I know he belongs to a group called Felons
"Felons to Freedom," which
Okay.
is I think is fantastic.
Handcuffs to cufflinks.
That's right, handcuffs to cufflinks.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I have another friend, Tony, who's a good friend of mine that belongs to that group as well,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I just don't want to say it's a typical Democrat.
Well, you don't have to.
No,
Well,
I already said
that's
it,
why I
but-
was hoping to meet him, so,
Yeah.
you know, ask some questions and see where he's coming from and where he wants to go.
Well, that's okay. You know, the spirit will lead whatever it has to be. So, David, what have you got that you keep it busy with your job?
Well, my guides, I told you, I got this bartending job. It was supposed to be 2 shifts a week, and then, you know, doing a function here and there, filling in here and there. Fine, 2 shifts, perfect. But as soon as I got the job, 3 other bartenders quit, so there's only 3 of us bartenders there. They just hired a 4th one, thank God. So I was doing like 4, 5, and 6 shifts a week. It's like, you know, bartending's supposed to be fun, but when you're doing it for like 6 shifts, believe me, it's not fun.
And putting up with all the garbage.
Oh,
You have
Real-
to be like a psychologist as a bartender.
you do. You really do. And then, of course, you know, I gave one of the bartenders my card, and she told everybody for a week in the bar, everyone who came in, did you know he's a psychic and he's a medium? So, you know,
I mean, anybody wants to read
Right.
reading.
right, right. And then, like I tell, you know, occasionally I'll give one, you know, but like I tell people, and you can vouch, right? You'd say, all right, but you know, I say things in a nice way. I might say something you don't want to hear, like we'll say some character flaw. We all have flaws, right? Some character flaw, or maybe something that's not so nice about. Boy, do they get upset.
Oh, don't they?
Huh?
If they don't want to hear what you want to,
Exactly.
they need to hear.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah, or they come in, they expect that you're going to tell them this is going to happen, that's going to
Yeah.
happen, this is going to happen, you know.
Yeah.
And they don't want to hear what's not going to happen.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
The famous question is, my husband love me? Does my boyfriend love me? And all that. You get that too, don't you?
Right. I couldn't believe I just had this reading yesterday, right, online. She calls up and she's asking about, you know, they give you the name. Do you need the city and do you need the birth date? I go, no, I don't. Once I make the connect.
Yeah.
So I forget whatever the guy's name was, right? Darren or something. She wants to know about Darren. So I just go, you know, I don't think it's really going to amount to anything. I says, I'm sensing that he's, you know, not really into it at your level. So then she's saying, well, he tells me he loves me naturally. People will tell you anything you want to hear. But anyway, so I keep telling her again, you know, I go, I just think you're spinning your wheels. You're setting yourself up for disappointment, heartache, you know, unhappiness. So she said, then what does she say? I've called other psychics. I've called about a half dozen. You know, I haven't heard this from the other ones. You know, they're saying otherwise. I said, well, they've been telling you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So are you ready after all this about? So she says, well, my soul's, because I told her, listen to your gut. I said, you've been getting messages? No. To make a long story short, and I keep telling her, and I said, you're spinning your wheels with this. You ready? For 8 months, all they do is go in her car. Do you believe it?
Yeah. Well, I had a lady say, is my husband going to come back to me? He's been gone for 2 years, and he filed for divorce. I go, isn't that a sign that he's not coming back?
They don't want to hear it.
Why? You know? And I said, I'm not getting into that. But
Right,
as long
yeah.
as you want to believe that he's going to, there's nothing I can change your mind on. Because I'm not going to tell you, oh, he's going to come back and you're going to have a wonderful life together.
Right,
like
with the
that.
2 dozen roses. And,
Right.
I know.
And then, see, one of the things that I firmly believe with a lot of people, and I'm not saying all of them, a lot of times when they go back together, a lot of times it's, well, when is it going to happen again? Is he going to cheat on me or is she going to cheat on me or whatever?
The way I look, let's face it, everybody deserves a second chance, but that's it, a second chance, not a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 20th. this is the way I look at it, though. All right? A relationship, if it didn't work out the first time, it's not going to work. I just don't think it is. Like I said, arguing is one thing, but I mean, if someone's cheating on you and, going out for a week and then coming back, if you think it's going to change, it ain't changing.
No, my ex-wife and I tried to go back together again.
Yeah.
And it didn't change.
Right.
And then today I respect her. She respects me. She went back and we got divorced on a Tuesday. She got married on a Friday. And, and that's okay because she found.
Excuse me. Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't keep expecting, cream and sugar with strawberries if it's sour strawberries.
Exactly. Exactly. That's right. But they do.
One of my favorite things I like to do is they call it medium work. I love talking to the people from the other side.
Oh, I got one of those the other day online. It's funny because I'm not good with ages when I describe someone's age. So she said, it was an older person, but to me, like I said, that's not one of my strong points.
Yeah.
Right. But I describe the physical features, but it's when you say little things like this. I told her, I said she's in a house coat, and what does she say? She said, she says that means so much to me. So I ask questions when I get the connection. So it was a female naturally, older, sort of like fragile. I told her fragile. She could pick, she took it all, which is, the feedback's always good, and so. Then it was, I just, I asked the spirit, I said, show me something that's really going to connect with her. Well, she holds up a vase with just a few flowers in it, And I just told her, I said, she's holding up this big vase with, with two hands. That made the whole thing for her. And she says, really, she says, it's, maybe it was a vase she gave her, who knows, she didn't, but it was.
No, it was real.
Yeah.
Well, I every year I go. I haven't been down 2 or 3 years now, and I used to go before the pandemic. And there's one room. Every time I went in there, her son would come up in a T-shirt. You could see the blood where he got stabbed.
Oh wow!
And
Yeah.
the hat and all that. He was a young man, and this whole family that I described that drugs are a horrible, horrible thing.
They
so many
are.
people are getting killed. So many people are destroying themselves. And is it worth, a lot of the, and I feel when everybody said pray for the person who's a drug addict. Why not pray for the family? Aren't they victims
Right.
too?
They sure are.
Like they might have a wife, they might have a child, they might have children, and a mom or their dad. And, I think everybody said, well, we got to pray for this one. Why not pray for the family?
That's exactly right.
Why not pray for them too? Because they're going through a whole different way.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I don't like hearing somebody say, "Oh, I know how you feel." No, you don't.
Oh, you don't. That's right.
No,
They
you
don't.
know.
They
I hear them
certainly
going
don't.
through. No, they sure don't. I don't think you're going to make it, but that's okay.
Right.
There was a guy that was.
I have a
supposed to
gift
come
of
in.
gab, so.
Yeah, that's good. His name was Anthony Harris. He's running for Alderman at large on the Democratic ticket. He still could make it,
He's still, but
But
not
it is what
looking
it-
good.
No, but
From my
not-
years of court reporting with depositions, usually
I know,
after
yeah.
15 minutes, you kind of give up hope.
Yeah, that's what I did. And I was surprised because yesterday I talked to him. He was all excited about coming on. So that's fun. And of course, then I get people that tell me because I have people from different colors, and I hate that word color.
Oh.
Different people come on.
I don't see color. I
don't
see
either.
people.
I see spirits and the strong people.
Yeah.
And I have a problem when they, I get called names because I don't agree, and I won't agree with BLM. If they were peaceful,
Excuse me.
absolutely.
Right.
There's a lot of good people that are BLM. But I've known them mostly when it's the white girls that are creating the problems for the deal, that are supporters of the BLM, or the Antifa. you know. And
Well,
I'm sorry,
Antifa.
you know, folks, you know,
Anti-fascist, they're pro-fascist.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. And people are so naive and gullible. You know, 'cause they see them out in the street making a ruckus, and they think it's cool. So they don't do any research to find out what this particular group is about. But yeah, they're
well,
all
Biden
gun
says they're a
ho.
peaceful group.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and I'm not, you know, and the thing is, I'm not judging them. It's not up to me to judge. Well, remember, do I support white supremacy? No. Do I support the KKK? No. Do I support the Second Amendment right? Absolutely.
I do too, and the
Yeah,
First
and the
Amendment
First
also.
Amendment right. Do I support the right to believe in what you want to be in? Whether you're Muslim, Mormon, Catholic, or whatever, absolutely. Freedom of religion is very important, you know. And when I don't always like it, you have to be careful at Facebook because they'll ban you from it.
They sure do. I've gotten thrown in Facebook jail. I can't tell you how many times.
Anybody interesting in the court? No, okay. And that's okay, you know. I put one on the other day that I got said about how I think I'm getting dementia or whatever. Senator, not Shaheen, but the other one.
Maggie hasn't
done
anything for New Hampshire.
No, she hasn't. What have you done? I asked her, what have you done? And then they had a video of her telling people one of the reasons why she's in Washington because she had she needs a medical help for her son because her son is handicapped. So I posted it on Facebook, and they took it off.
Oh, wow.
Yep, they sure did. And I'm surprised that when Don Balk, I posted him on Facebook about the African scan, okay? And I'm surprised they haven't taken that off yet.
Yeah, and speaking, I just want to mention something about Maggie Hassan. I was shocked. Remember, I mentioned, it had to be months ago, I sent her an email about the southern border. I finally got a response yesterday. But I'll tell you how I know. She knows she's in trouble. It was a middle-of-the-road response, how she understands there's a problem there. We can't have open borders. However, part of the problem is we need a bipartisan immigration law to curb the stem of the inflow. And I'm saying it was so like middle of the road. She knows because she kept throwing bipartisan, both sides of the aisle. And since when do you hear? I don't care what it sounds like. How often do you hear Democrats talking about working with the other side of the aisle?
Well, both sides.
Right.
Yeah. And I cannot believe with all this turmoil that we're going through that Nancy Pelosi elected to give each congressperson $2,000 a month more.
More than I get. That comes out to more than I get a year.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And that's just a raise for them or a bonus or whatever you want to call
Plus
it.
better benefits.
Exact. That's right. Yeah.
And they don't do anything.
Nope.
And I don't care when when you look at soon, you look at Sheen, Pappas, Custer. What have they done for New Hampshire?
Nothing. Speaking of Pappas, I told you I emailed him about voting for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. It's John Lewis Fraud Rights Act is more like it.
Right. Well, the thing is, in order for us to save this country, we got to get rid of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. And I really am a firm believer in that. I believe that if we have it, Trump is a businessman.
Right.
Okay, and he's not political, as people, But I also know, and I really feel, he's doing a great job for this country, don't get me wrong, but he also has a lot of selfish motives.
Well,
he didn't make the money by being a nice guy.
Exactly. But I think at the two-party system, it's really, all it is, a two-party system. you got blinders on. It doesn't really, because it's only two parties. But I mean, like, look at Canada. They got the conservatives. They got the liberals. They got the far right. They got the Green Party. They got the Québécois Party. And, you know, you go to all these countries, they have all these different parties. Look how many different parties they have in England. Here, we got two parties.
Well, we have what, the Green Tea
Well,
Party?
three. Huh?
They got the liberals, the libertarians.
Oh, yeah, but
You know,
that's
hear
true.
from them anymore, and let your conscience be your guide. Think about how and why you're going to vote for Victoria Solomon or Richard Gerard or Eleanor? No,
Elizabeth Moreau.
Moreau or Joe Kelly Lavasser or Bill Berry or anybody that's in our city or running for. Think about what is better for New Hampshire or for
Manchester, right. Forget about the party ticket.
Right.
I mean, some of the, you got,
I
you know.
mix it up when I vote. I don't do it this way and that way.
I always did the same thing, right.
Everybody thinks that, well, I'm going to vote all Democrat or I'm going to vote all Republican. No, maybe, you know, I mean, it's your decision. And they're going to be trying to take it, they've already tried to take it
But,
away.
you know, you get these steadfast, will say, like Democrats. They don't care how horrible the candidates will say, like, not that I'm a resident, but I've heard enough about this mayor. She's unaccountable. She hides. She runs. She doesn't give answers to questions that constituents ask, which really gets me. I mean, she's in there working for you. And why does it change? Because they're banking on, you know, I'm on the Democrat ticket, so, and that's what they're banking on. People don't care. Is all they want to see is that D next to my name. They're going to vote for me, and that's the big problem.
Do we need those motor scooters that they have here, you know? We need all those walls to take up parking places?
I know.
You know? And are the restaurants liable? Do they pay for the spaces that are being used? You know, and like
I
that.
know,
Nobody can answer me on that.
Right. See, I know. Well, I told you I was living in Lowell. In Lowell, they paid for the.
They should.
If they took the space, you know,
Yeah.
the parking spaces, or even just to put them out, even like they will say to extend the sidewalk to block off part of the sidewalk, they paid the city.
And they should.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? For some reason, I don't see on the other side. On west side. They don't have no outside tables, except one restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. But we really don't have a lot of fine dining on the west side. We don't. All we have is a restaurant like Applebee's.
Yeah.
You know, but the fine dining is more like downtown.
Well, downtown, yeah. That's true. Every city you go to, no matter the size.
And what kills me is they have all these restaurants, no busy, one convenience store. I think if they opened up like a clothing store or something that would draw the people in.
Right, yeah.
People, if you look at the prices of a lot of the meals, it's not working class restaurants anymore.
No, well, they, squeeze everything. Here's downtown, they squeeze them and push them all out. Make room for the elites.
Yeah. And who the hell can afford the rents today? I just talked to a friend of mine that came in yesterday for a reading. $1,800 she's going to be paying.
It's outrageous. It is. It
Oh,
is.
yeah. I want to wish my granddaughter, Selena Moody, a nice happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And she and her boyfriend bought a house they're moving into shortly. And I'm excited for it. She's starting a new career as a surgeon technician.
Good for her.
And she has gone through a lot of emotional experience. I am so proud of her because there again, her mom and dad and myself and all of she's had that positive involvement with them. You can do it. You can do it.
That's
Sometimes,
good.
though, my granddaughter can be a pain in the neck and she knows I'm a psychic and that, but that's okay, But, and she did get educated here in Manchester, and then she went and she got
Does she call you Grandpa? Or what does
Yeah.
she call you?
Grandpa. Yeah. My son calls me Mr. Moody or Norm.
Well,
And that's okay. I don't have a problem with it because my stepchildren always call me Norm.
Oh, yeah,
So my daughter-in-law didn't know what to say about it, you know. So, you know, because she'd never heard that done before. But
Right.
I don't think if he calls me Norm and Mr. Mooney or whatever, it's not disrespectful. That's the way we are with each other,
Yeah.
you know. And he calls me a dirty old man, and he's a dirty old man in training.
That's right.
We have, I am so pleased at the relationship that we have. And if you look
Good.
at him and you look at me, well, you can tell we're father and son.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I'm handsome. You know, no. But anyway, but isn't, you know,
A knockout.
that's right. But anybody, you know, it's so important, folks, to know your children and your children to know you. Whether you're living together, whether you're not living together, hate is a horrible thing. Don't
It
talk.
is.
One of the things that I'm just letting the spirit continue on with us. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a boyfriend or you have a girlfriend, and please, don't, if you're going to demoralize your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend, or your ex-husband, don't do it in front of the children. That's not proving anything. You're not making yourself look better. You know?
I can't stand that.
No, you know. They're not. They're not really looking, you know. Scott, well, look out there, see if Gary's out there. If you could, well, I haven't come in if you want. But, you know, and the thing is, more and more people are not getting married, and the sad part, and it's sad. You know?
It is. Well, sadly, part of it, why aren't they getting married? Because
They got to lose benefits.
they shack up. That's what it is. It's shacking up. And for what? They pop out a kid so daddy doesn't have to support the kid. You and I support it.
Right, and I have a problem with that.
So do I.
Not yet? Okay. You know, and you know, if you know, when you know what I find
We
it
can
really,
do it. We'll do
yeah.
it.
But you know what I find it really, really interesting is the fact that I see more and more dads out there with their children.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say
Yep.
than 2 or 3 years ago. More dads are becoming more involved, and I think that's tremendous.
Well, it is. It is. But I think part of the reason why we see more dads with the kids is because of COVID, right?
No, even
Nobody's
before
work.
that. No.
Everybody's working from
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, but even before that, I noticed it. I really did. I know even before that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's pretty awesome.
It is.
You know, and I also feel that family unity. You know, if a man and woman they've been together for years and years and years, if their partner, we'll say like the name a friend of mine who passed his girlfriend, and they've been together for like 35, 40,
Yeah.
and they were never legally married, but they didn't have any. Her children come in and took everything away, even though it belonged to both of them.
Yeah.
And
right.
he ended up in a nursing home.
Yeah.
This is why if you are not going to get married, make up an
Some
agreement,
type of
some
thing,
kind of an
that's
agreement.
right.
Like whatever is yours is mine. Whatever's mine is mine. You know, I'm
Uh-huh.
not selfish, but whatever share, put it all in writing that nobody can come and take it away from you.
Exactly.
You know, I'm a firm believer. I know the Christian thing is get married. But then if you get married and you get divorced, you're going to hell. You know?
No, you're not. You're not. You
According,
just
I
can't.
mean, I'm just saying according to the religious people that because of my lifestyle, so I already had, you and I are psychics, so you and I are already going to hell. And I just hope that you like
But I'm not.
drive
See,
on TVs.
but people say that, but I
No, I don't either.
Right, and I'll tell you why. Because if everybody knows I'm Catholic. I go to mass every Sunday, right? What do they keep preaching, right? What are the homilies about? Live your life more like Jesus. Jesus was the best psychic. He was the medium. He was all this stuff. So from living like Jesus, you know, when people say you're going to get punished, that to me that's the biggest crock going. No, I'm living my life more like Jesus than you are because I'm psychic.
Well,
We're
yeah,
healing
yeah.
people. It's the same thing, you know. You're going to deny me 3 times before the cock crows.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's no different.
No, absolutely not. You know, I had two really born-again Christians on my TV show.
Uh-huh.
And they told me that God, if I'm not a born-again Christian, that my prayers do not go past the ceiling. I go, so I laughed at it. I said, but what if you found out that Jesus was gay? What would you say to that? Whoa, you would have thought that the roof.
You
and
must
the
have opened up a
I
Pandora's
sure
box with that.
did. You know, see, I don't like labels.
I don't either.
I think if you're gay, okay. If you're black, okay. If you're straight, okay, or whatever you choose to be, stop the labels. And I hate it when I hear these people that are, oh, look at her, she's a fat slob. We don't know their conditions. Maybe there's a sick. Maybe she has some kind of a sickness. That he or she is overweight. We don't know.
Right, well, that's true, but part of it, to an extent, no, because it's like, I've never watched it, and I know somebody, they love the show, My 600-Pound Life. It was telling me...
I can't watch it.
Me either, but he was telling me, I don't know, about the guy weighed something like 912 pounds. No, it's not a physical condition. That's eating, and he tells me, the guy had 8 pizzas and...
Yeah, but I mean, there's some that had that problem, but there are some that, are incredibly lazy.
Right.
I can remember being at the market, and this lady wanted me to reach up and get a bag of cookies for her. I go, no. She goes, no? I go, no. I said, I'm not feeding to your sickness.
Wow.
And
Oh,
walked
what was
away.
she like this? Oh, yeah.
Yep, And, anybody can be who they want to be. I'm a firm believer that they can lose weight if they want to. There's a lady every morning. I am so pleased with her. I always see her when I go for my walks. Mm-hmm. And I always see her. She's walking around the park probably about 20 times every morning. And I said, you know what? You're an example of what I want to be. Because she's losing weight. She doesn't look it right off the bat. And I said, but you're walking. And I said, I know it's not easy for you because you don't have the support. Right. But she's walking every day. And I just feel so honored to have her doing that, because it is a blessing.
It is, and that's
okay,
how...
Who are you, by the way?
David B., lowellmediumshop.com, biffit@yahoo.com. You can send me an email if you want to call me or text 617-777-2236. Give me a call, contact me, you'll be amazed.
There you go. And I am Norm, Reverend Norm. I have my Norm Community TV show. I'm also spiritualvisionary.net, and I am on Facebook, and the Norman Moody, and I'm on Twitter now, Wow. And if they want to reach me, they can reach me at area code 603-4789. Right, Scott? 289-4789, or they can call Scott at 785 1684 84. Do you think that we're really good at speaking of that? So give us a call. Sorry there was no phone call today.
Oh,
but I was enchanted. I'm kind of glad that we did that. I was enchanted by her.
And me.
I'm working class.
But I think all the candidates so far that you've had on here are fantastic. They're not apprehensive. They tell you where they're coming from. They tell you where they want to go. They tell you, they're all inclusive. They include everyone. They're all pro-American, which I really love. They're pro-American. They're for upholding the Constitution, unlike
a lot of them.
Especially
a lot of them.
Right.
And Ross Terrio, folks, Ross Terrio is in number 7. And he's Alderman for Ward 7.
Oh, yeah.
And I would tell you, he's been doing a job. I may not always agree with Joe Keller-Lasser. I would definitely vote for him. Even though I'm a Republican, my friend Bill Barry, and I would probably vote for him, and he's a Democrat, but that's okay. I'm not going to go by the party. Okay?
Right.
Do I think we need a new mayor? Absolutely. You got a choice between Victoria Sullivan or Richard Gerard. Okay? I guess you've got quite a list for running for Alderman at large, too. Okay?
Yeah, the way it was sounding, yeah.
I
think she said, what, 8?
Yeah.
8 others, she said.
See, that,
so.
That's way, I mean, I'm glad that, see, that's one thing that's great about America.
That's right, it is. And what are some of these people that are in office now with the D after their name, they got the nerve to vote them in so they want to take that right away from you.
Right. And you know, what I have a hard time believing is they think Biden is doing no wrong.
Well, they have to, I know. They
You know?
have to think
The
that.
supporters that he has, like this guy, Ken, he's going to be coming on. And
I want him on that day.
Yeah. You want to be on with him?
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, we can, you know, if you people want to follow Democratic and want your country to be destroyed, that's your choice.
Right, but you know what gets me? They won't admit it. They won't. You know, if you mention it, they get up. What do? They get upset, and then they take out their Rules for Radicals handbook and start insulting you and doing
I
that.
get all kinds of names that do.
Yeah.
Have you ever done I'm not a spiritualist. I'm not this. I'm racist.
Yeah.
I'm prejudiced.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
Homophobe. That's the one that
Homophobe,
gets
yeah.
me. You homophobe. Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
And I tell people, you want to talk about something being prejudiced against? You and I in our younger years, we know what it's like with prejudice.
You're not kidding.
They didn't accept who we were in our younger years, you know.
And nothing at all.
No, you know. And so, you know, have they come a long way? Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it still there? Absolutely. That's like, I don't believe in gay Pride Day month. I don't believe
Month
in,
now,
Yeah.
I know.
I don't, you know, Black month, you know. I don't believe in all
Right.
these months, you know. Everybody, if you're going to do that, let's have an every color month. Let's have
Right.
at every, I
Right.
don't mean white,
Yellow,
Indian,
red,
yeah.
white, black, right.
Yeah. Now, Harvard has an
Mixed.
all-black graduation now.
Imagine.
Yeah. And a lot of, they have the Brown University is colored people. And I'm not a racist. I will never be one. But I have a problem when if a white person wants to go to something like that, they're not allowed to.
Right, I know.
And you have to allow them to come to and that's fine. That's what I want. That's like when the Boys and Girls Club now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the girls can go to the boys club, but like they have a ink that is all girls, and the boys can't join that. You know.
Right.
And
Well, and then the Boy Scouts. There's no more Boy Scouts.
no, it's girls and boys.
What is it now? Them Scouts?
Them Scouts, probably.
I mean,
you know.
them Scouts.
They have forgotten who we are. The boys needed that. I believe the boys needed that time to go camping, learning about themselves. The females, the Girl Scouts had to go Girl Scouts. I used to love the Girl Scout cookies.
And me. But I still say, you know me, that's they want to take away everybody's identity just so they can control you, and that's all it is. And it's even gotten to the point where, why do they keep Fauci now? Never mind about masks. Just wear a face covering. And what does that really do when you think of it? It takes everybody's individuality away. You're walking down the street, all you see is these faces with these masks,
Yeah.
right? No individuality anymore. Everyone looks the same with the mask or face covering, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's like, yeah, you know, and I'm sorry, but I don't understand, and probably never will understand, is when I see people walking down on the path I walk on wearing a mask by themselves. One lady had a mask on her dog. And I said, what is your dog? But oh no,
I know.
we don't
Oh.
want him to.
Do you believe it? I could see them. Can you see them administering a COVID test on the dog every
Well,
2
up
weeks?
at Dartmouth College,
Uh-huh.
now there's a guy that said his dog had COVID, and I guess they did a research or never heard the ending of it. And they probably what bothers me. I wonder if they put the dog to sleep
Yeah.
to
Oh,
check it.
speaking of COVID, by the way, now they just the
They want to give you a
FDA approved Pfizer is it Pfizer for COVID. Now they're gonna try and mandate everything. But do you believe these mandates now?
Yeah, now
You
they
go-
want to tell you that you need a third shot for a booster.
Uh,
So many people are buying it.
They are.
And a lot of the people, if you don't have the shots, you don't get a job.
Right, they're doing it. Massachusetts. I think that's starting in October.
Yeah.
If you're a Mass State employee, you have to get vaccinated. What a joke that is.
Well, over in a lot of here in Manchester, it's the same thing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. You know, then,
Nobody gets the regular flu anymore. Did you know this?
No, yeah.
More. The flu is
No.
gone.
Well, I wanted to get a the tetanus shots,
Yeah.
$800,
Cut it out.
and I don't think my insurance will cover it. So I'm not about to pay $800.
Wow, you should call them and ask them.
I did. They sent me. I'm gonna call Social Security to find out.
Wow.
$800 for a 30-second or a 10-second.
Well, they probably charge $100 to insert the needle, $100 to extract the
Right,
needle.
yeah. And then you got to pay the nurse and give it.
That's
and then
right.
you got to pay the pharmacist and the doctor
Right,
too.
and then you have to pay to sanitize the place after you leave.
Oh yeah, you know the sad part is, people being sick is a moneymaker.
Big money maker.
I
That's
mean,
why
look
the
at-
government wants to get control of the healthcare so they can steal all the money.
I went up to when I got to Dartmouth, Hitchcock, and on Washington Road. I'm always amazed at how many cars that are in there parking lot.
There is, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
I'd like just for one day. I'd like $1 for every car that parks in there, just for one day. And funeral homes, they make a fortune off of somebody dying too.
Right.
It's kind of sad that veterinarians make money off the animals. I'm not saying they shouldn't get paid, not at all. But I think it should be reasonable. I'm a firm believer too that when insured, that the insurance company pays a lot of money.
They do.
Okay, and I don't agree with whatever they don't pay, that you or I as consumers have to pay for.
Right, I
You
know,
The
exactly.
deductible. I'm sorry, there should not be a deductible.
I agree. Because the illegals don't have any deductible.
Nope.
Right? They walk into a doctor's office, fine. You go down in Cambridge, they don't even need a license. They get pulled over. Do you have a license? I'm an illegal. Oh, go ahead.
They
No
have more
one's a-
rights than you and I have.
I know. No one's above the law, though.
Nope. Well, they're not supposed to be. Well, look at Hunter. Biden's son is hiding. They have a painting that he will sell.
You know, now that you mention that, I haven't heard anything about him. It's got to be close to a month.
Yeah. He
No,
has a
that-
painting that's for sale for $250,000.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's just like with what's his name? What was Hillary Clinton's foundation there? It's
Yeah,
the
the
same
Clinton
thing. All it
Foundation.
is, buy Hunter's paintings. It's pay to play. That's all it is.
One of these foundations, I'm always interested in, I know Hillary Chelsea, is that her name?
Chelsea, yeah.
That she makes a lot of money as being an executive director in the Clinton Foundation. Where does that money all go?
And went in there. This is what I heard. I didn't do the research, but I got it online. You know, reading news articles. All the money the Clinton Foundation raised, only 7% of it went to the cause that they said.
Of course.
And Chelsea now, I heard she's going to write 12 children's books. Aren't they going to be wonderful for kids to read? About, you know, who do you think you are, your wife? I mean,
I can't understand why Coca-Cola or the president or anybody else wants to push be ashamed of being white.
me either.
I'm a white person, proud of it.
Yeah.
The Indians are proud of their heritage. I'm sure the blacks are proud of their heritage. Why can't we all just be proud of who we are?
I'm proud of who I am.
Yeah.
And I just want to let everybody know you can call me whatever you want.
Ah.
You can call me a racist. You can call me a hater. You can call me anti-this, anti-that. I'm pro-American. That's what I am. And
Yeah. I'm
you
proud
know,
of being American.
and
I'm
me, that's
pro-abortion.
what it's all about, isn't it?
I don't think we need abortions. I am pro
murder.
for second.
Abortion is murder.
Yep. I'm very much in favor of the Second Amendment right,
And me.
and I don't want to lose that right to vote.
No, speaking of the Second Amendment, Second Amendment rights, take note, everyone, especially these Antifa people that you want to support, and a lot of these politicians with a certain party affiliation, as soon as the Taliban finished crumbling Kabul,
Yeah.
what's the first thing they started doing? The very first thing, going door to door and taking people's arms,
Right.
firearms. And what are they saying? Oh, you don't need them anymore. That's phone.
No one's coming in the corner.
Hey, how you doing? I'm wondering if there's still time to get a reading, or maybe talk some politics.
Sure, whatever you want, sir.
All right, what do you got going on?
Well-
Can I do the reading?
Yeah, do you want a reading? Okay, one of the things I see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, who am I speaking to? Just your first name.
Brian.
Right. Brian, one of the things I'm seeing with you is you're pretty strong in what you do, whatever decision you make. And the one thing about you is you're never a quitter at what you do. Okay?
Okay.
I will always see you got a lot more success coming. I would probably tell you, politics. Do you enjoy politics?
Well, I'm actually an anarchist, so
That's right.
An anarchist.
Oh, okay.
All right.
voluntarist more appropriately.
Okay.
So I just believe all human action should be based on consent.
I agree.
to,
I agree.
Violent coercion, which is
Right.
what the state is.
Oh, it's terrible
That's
the way
why
that's
I
going.
I oppose the state.
And I agree with you there. One of the things I'm also seeing, there's a lot of changes coming. I see you moving to a different area in a very short time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Because I think you need a lot of challenges. If you don't have challenges, then you get very bored.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay? And you're a lot more intelligent than you'll give yourself credit for.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to make the choices, okay? Because everything you do, and I agree with you, that politics are so corrupted, it's unbelievable. I also will tell you,
Disgusting, isn't it?
yeah, and who's the gentleman that passed away that you were close to?
There's been quite a few.
Okay.
You have to be more specific.
Okay. Did your dad pass?
He has passed, yes.
Okay. Because I have to tell you that he keeps watching over you, and he's very proud of you.
Yeah?
Yeah. He says no matter what decision you make, he'll always back you up and support you. Okay.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Okay. I also will tell you, yeah, that you're going to be around for a long, long time.
I am?
You sure are. Okay.
Oh, he wasn't. So.
Yeah, but my dad wasn't either. I outlived my whole thing. But I don't see you with cancer. I don't see you having any major problems. What I do see you is learning how to speak up for yourself. And I would probably encourage you to get into the political field.
Yeah. What about my love life? Anything
Well-
you see there?
When you're,
I see a loner. I see a loner.
I see him as a loner too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, that's,
What? You see what?
Go ahead.
you're sort of like I'm feeling that you're a loner type personality. So when it comes to love life, I'm not so sure. You got your work cut out for you. If that's what you're looking for, I'm just getting, you sort of when it comes to that, you're lackadaisical. Don't get me wrong. You got a great personality, and you're fun to be with. You got a good sense of humor, but for a love life, I'm sort of, feeling that you sort of you take the back seat, and hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's,
No, that seems to be appropriate.
So
too.
yeah,
But and see, one thing about you is that you have to learn to. Yeah, you're an okay person. Do you make mistakes? Absolutely. But you know what? Your career and all this other stuff, you got a lot of good changes coming. I don't see you being sick. I just see a lot of positive energy coming to you. But I also see you going back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I am going back to school.
Good. What are you going to major in?
So software engineering.
software engineering. Good for
Okay.
you.
Because I would encourage you to do that because I see that you like to travel.
I do, and I can work remotely if I have that job. So I can
Right.
go wherever I want.
Can I see you? Actually, you're going to get the job, but you're also going to do a lot of different traveling because you have what I like to call a restless spirit.
A restless
Right. In other words,
Okay.
you can sit still for a long period of time or anything, because if there's not a challenge there, you get bored.
Mm.
Okay. Don't be so hard on
Yeah.
yourself. Believe that you are a
Do you
winner
by-
every day.
Do you
Okay.
by chance foresee me in your future?
I'm sorry.
Do you foresee me in your future?
In my future?
Yeah.
On the guest list, no.
No. Do you want to come on my show?
I'm going to be on your show
Oh. Who is it?
already.
Oh, this my friend Brian? And you, Dr. Jody's nephew? Oh, your voice didn't sound that way. But this guy here, I want you to come on when he comes.
All right.
This guy here, Brian.
I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on, yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are gonna
yeah,
give me a
Yeah,
big
you're going to be with
video
Dr.
reading.
Jody, right?
Really show me up.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to sing a song, aren't I?
All right. Oh, I know who you are. You're Liz's partner. Okay. Learn to get more confidence in you, but learn to respect yourself so that you can respect the lady that you're with.
All right.
Do you understand what I mean by that?
Beautiful, huh? She's a beautiful, beautiful spirit.
She really is.
Yeah.
I love her to death. I really do. And the one thing both of you have got to learn is to drop that wall that you two have around yourself so that you can truly, when I say truly, love each other.
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, I totally understand
Okay.
what you mean.
I know that you've been hurt by many people and that trust is a big problem for you. Now,
Yeah.
okay, you have to trust her and she has to trust you. I know she's very temperamental. Don't get me wrong, I love Liz. She's an awesome lady. But she can also be very temperamental, and so can't you.
Yeah. I do well try to control that, though.
Yeah, okay. Don't try to control it. Just be who you are. Be controlling. No, and I actually see you running a couple of new songs. One's about Liz, and one's about your relationship. Now, you do a cappella, right?
Well, I was going to do that because I don't have my band with me.
Uh-huh. Well, do you have a... Yeah,
I would
okay.
just sing a song.
Yeah, okay.
acapella,
Well, can you do 3 songs?
yeah. 3 songs?
Sure.
Now you're just getting greedy on me.
Yes, I am. But you can do it, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that I'm good enough at 3 songs. We'll have
No,
to
no,
see.
no,
Why don't
okay,
I do
what did we
one
ju-
song
we
and
just
then we'll
talked
determine
about-
that on the day.
Okay. We just talked about trust and believing in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Give yourself the credit
Yeah,
you
get-
deserve.
get-
See?
We'll see. I'll pick 3 songs out then.
All righty.
All right.
And if you have, if you have a CD, because I got one that she sent to me. But if you have a CD that you,
I'm on YouTube.
okay.
If people want
But
to
yeah.
look it up. they
All
can
right. You want to
see
tell
it.
people who you are?
Yeah, if they go, if they look up Room Spin Rally, 3 words
Yep.
on YouTube. That's cover music from a little while ago. There's some acoustic stuff and some live show stuff, and then I have a album of things from like 20 years ago, which is pretty atrocious, that they can still look up.
Hey.
And it's ABIAN 9, ABIAN, and the number 9, no space.
Okay. One of the things that, whether it's atrocious or not, no, people can enjoy it. See, I want you to say, I can do this. I want you to understand.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't have, the only one that has a dressing room is Dave and I. You two will have to get dressed out on Elm Street.
What? I demand a bowl of all green M&Ms, and I need a bunch of things available. I need a unicorn in my room.
Now, do we need a
my
makeup
own,
artist
my own
too?
personal trailer.
All right.
Socks,
Okay.
Bud Light.
Well, dude, I got to let you go because we're going off the air. Okay?
I know, man.
Hey,
I was
give me a
over it.
call and I'll say hi to Liz for me.
I will.
Okay.
I'll see you.
Look forward to
soon.
seeing
It was nice
you. Yep.
talking to both of you.
You too. Bye bye.
Take care, bye.
You gonna come on? You gonna come on with them?
No.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let you go. Next week, I got Willie Hassel and Lynn Nisserkin coming on from the Paranormal. And then I got Sheen and Dean Lyon from the Mormons. And then I got Tony Williams and Irene. And then we got Lynn Santana and Brian Burke Oh, we got to
The
hold this
singer.
up. So we'll see y'all next week.